Joining me now is New York Congressman and gubernatorial candidate Lee Zeldin. Congressman, what is the first thing you would do to reverse this downward spiral were you to be elected governor?
Day one, we should fire Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. That'll set the example. District attorneys should be enforcing the law. The Manhattan District Attorney on his first day put out a memo saying he wasn't going to enforce laws across the books. Others he was going to downgrade. We should say on day one he's fired. That is within the constitutional authority in New York for the governor of the state. I believe that we should repeal cashless bail. Judges should have discretion to weigh dangerousness and flight risk and past criminal record and seriousness of the offense on all offenses when setting bail. But people need to feel safe on our streets, in our subways. People are looking at other states where their money will go further. They'll feel safer. They'll live life freer. So every day, permanently, people are fleeing New York and they're not looking back. We need to declare on the first day that parents are back in charge of their kids' education. The attacks on wallets are going to stop. We're going to start safely extracting our own natural resources and approving new pipeline applications and bring the spending under control. That list goes on of stuff to do. But as you pointed out in your question, it's about what are you going to do on day one? What can you do when you first get there? Not what can you do over the course of a first term? So you really have to hit the ground running. We have to save our state.
Away. Now, Governor Hochul gave an explanation about what her reform to the disastrous bail reform will be in the new budget. Watch.
People need protection, and we believe that these common sense changes, again, we're not undoing bail reform, we're just saying where are some of the weaknesses. We'll give you a chance to dissect and understand all the elements. They really have been written up until not too long ago.
Congressman, I wouldn't choose her to run a first-grade play group down the road. She sounds completely clueless, but they tinkered a little bit with the judge's discretion in requiring bail for certain suspects with a gun history, I guess. But that's about it. They didn't make any real substantial meaty reforms to the bad reform.
Yeah, she settled for absolutely nothing. I mean, the starting point when we were all calling for this at the beginning of the budget process, she said she needed to see more data. You need to see more data? How about you add up the press clippings of, someone released on an arson and rearrested on a double manslaughter, someone released on cashless bail and then they murdered 93-year-old Connie Torrey in Syracuse. There's your data if you add up all the press clippings. Now, you want to focus on illegal firearms. There's a conversation to be had, fine, but that when someone's pushed in front of an oncoming subway car and they lose their life, someone's stabbed to death in their apartment in Lower Manhattan, they're punched because they're Asian or they're wearing a yarmulke or they're a Sikh cab driver. If someone's being knifed outside of an apartment or their small business is being looted, all of these crimes have nothing to do with guns.
But we know
so Kathy Hochul came up short.
Lee, we know how to fix this. It's been done before. There are other cities in America that are not as dangerous as New York. Some are more dangerous. But Rudy Giuliani did approach this the right way. Little crimes have to be enforced. If you don't enforce the little crimes, everything goes to pot. And right now, the criminals have the run of the streets in New York. A lot of great police officers, we all know that. But they have the run of the streets. And homelessness is a giant, giant problem. I don't think Republicans should ever give up on New York or New England. These are important states. They have incredible histories, and they're great people in these states. Congressman, thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.